Good. Now this time, inhale through the nose and make that hissing sound at the back of the throat. And then exhale, make that hissing sound at the back of the throat. And let's set a metronome to this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. On the inhale, come forward to a plank. As you come forward to a plank, look at the windows in front of you, not the floor. Push the floor away, protracting the shoulders, and pull the navel in and squeeze the inner thighs toward each other so that you're one long line of energy. Exhale, 1. Inhale, try to extend through the elbow so it's not a bent elbow. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, so straighten here. Exhale, 4, and push me away here. Exhale, 5, and spread your fingers. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, go back to a downward facing dog, lift the hips. If you want your chaturangas to get better or your hand balances or anything, you work on planks. Soften the knees, slowly walk the feet toward the hands. Keep the feet about hips width distance apart. Hands about 6 to 8 inches in front of the feet. If your hands are lifting up or you're bending your knees to get your hands down, put blocks underneath your hands. Raise the blocks to whatever level you need to. So you can straighten your legs and press into the hands and the feet evenly and let the back of the head be heavy and long so that you're like really looking back at your own belly button. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Yeah, relax the neck. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Feet are parallel. Exhale, 3. Notice if they're turning out. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5, parallel. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Bend the knees a little bit. Step your feet out as wide as your mat. Your heels are going to be on the mat. Your toes are going to be on the bamboo floor. Your feet are now turned out like a ballet dancer. Come into a squat. Bring the hands together in prayer. Press out with the forearms. Squeeze in with the knees. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Close the lips. Inhale. Yoga's nostril breathing. Exhale, 2. Gym breath, mouth breathing. Other sports, mouth breathing, but nose breathing here. Why? It calms your mind. Exhale, 4. Think about it. When you breathe through the mouth, you're either in passion or panic. Exhale, 4. But when you're calm, you breathe through the nose. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Then gently place the hands on the floor and come sit down. Good for you. All right. Floor's not so far away. Hello, everybody. So let's chant a couple of different things. We're going to chant from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. If you're unfamiliar with the Yoga Sutras are a how to achieve yoga book. It's a very dry manual. It's like reading a cookbook, or it's like reading the directions how to build a model airplane. If you do this, this, and this, and this, you get a model airplane. You do this, this, and this, and this, you get a cake. You do this, this, and this, and this, you get yoga. Is that dry, right? So I'd like you to know what we're chanting and what we're chanting from. So we're going to turn over to page 39, and we're going to chant from page 39. We're going to chant 1.2, and then we're going to turn over to page wait, let me just see. 44 also. 44, and we're going to chant 2.42. I have to just find myself. I should have my glasses. I'm going blind. All right. So start with 3 ohms. Call and response. Yoga, yoga, chitta, chitta. Does everybody know where we are? Because I don't hear anything. Page 39. You know what? You're going to face the windows. You're not going to face me. Everybody's going to be looking at you. All right. Say page 39, 1.2. Okay? Yoga. Come sit down. Come sit down. While we do this, you're late. You sit down. You just sit down, buddy. Sit down. If you're late, just sit down. Distracting. Yoga, yoga, chitta, chitta, vritti, vritti, nirodha, nirodha, yoga, chitta, yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha, vritti, nirodha, yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha, yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. Good. Now turn over to page 44. 2.42. Samtoshat, samtoshat, anuttama, anuttama, sukha, sukha, labha, labha, samtosha, anuttama, samtoshat, anuttama, sukha, labha, sukha, labha, samtoshat, anuttama, sukha, labha, samtoshat, anuttama, sukha, labha. Om. All right, let's just start with this sutra from chapter 2. So here we're focused on this idea of samtosha. Samtosha is contentment. And contentment is the quintessential essence of the yoga practice. To find contentment in everything that you're doing. To be contentment in an asana. To be content in it. Stop fidgeting. Stop moving around. Just be there. Be in the present moment, right? You heard teachers say that to you, be in the moment. Like, what are they talking about? Well, when you are depressed, you're living in the past. And when you're anxious, you're living in the future. And so that means there's a lack of contentment, right? Contentment is being in the present moment, being in that state that everything is just where it should be at this moment. So he says, samtoshat anuttama sukha labhyaha. When one is content, boundless happiness is obtained. So the key to happiness is contentment. To not be living in the past, to not be obsessing about the future that you can't control, but just being in that present moment. And for Patanjali, that also means that the mind has become uncrumpled and calm. So let's look back at what he has to say over here in chapter 1. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. Yoga, unification with the higher self, consciousness, God, I don't care what you call it, but it's something other than your own ego. It's something other than your own feelings, your body, your mind. It's something higher than that, yoga. Yoga is actually something that goes on after you leave the body, right? Yoga is beyond this form that we're in, right? Chit, the changing mind, right? You know what it is? Think about what it rhymes with, right? It's because your mind is full of that, right? And that changing mind that's always flipping and flopping and worrying about the past and the future and concerned and depressed and full of anxiety, that keeps you from yoga. Then vritti, storms, because that's what chit is. It's a storm that's happening in your own head. And then nirodha, to stop it, to cease it. And I like nirodha because he says, it's like somebody saying to your mom, you remember when your mom, when you were 3 years old, and she would say, stop it. She'd look at you and say, stop it. That's what he's saying to you too. He's saying it just like that. He's like, stop it. You can control this and you can cease it. You can end this right now. So he says, stop these storms that are going on in your head. Stop these fluctuations of the mind. Be content in the moment. And how do you do that? Well, he goes on in between and he gives you a lot of different ingredients to either making that cake or building that model airplane. But one way is the breath. When the breath becomes calm, the mind becomes calm. When the breath is erratic, the mind is erratic. Either you're in passion or you're in rage when the breath is erratic. So today, think about the breath. Focus on the breath and find contentment no matter what asana we're doing with the breath. Okay? Fold up the chant books. Place them to the side. Now you can get all your props and blankets and blocks and all that. And come stand at the front of your mat in Tadasana mountain seat. Big toes and heels touch. Tailbone moves toward pubic bone. Gazes at the horizon. And just take a moment. Bring the hands together in undulating mudra. And as you bring your hands together in undulating mudra, set a higher intention. Close the eyes and just set a higher intention. Like maybe give your practice to someone else, somebody you love, somebody you care about. And as you offer your practice up to someone else, let that be the center of your practice. And then exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana. So notice how you love to kind of come and stand like this. Bring your feet together and bring your big toes and heels to touch. Notice now you don't even have to look down and see what your feet are doing. You know what they're doing because you're sensing what they're doing, right? Instead of turning them out in external rotation. On the inhale, bring the hands together in prayer. Extend the arms. Look up at the thumbs, Urdhva Asana. Exhale, fold over your straight legs, Uttanasana. Press your palms into the floor or blocks. I don't care how you reach them. Exhale, lift the head and chest. Step the right foot back into a long lunge. And then downward facing dog, lift the hips. On the inhale, come forward to a plank and look at the wall in front of you. Exhale, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, move forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog, look at the navel. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On your inhale, lightly step your right foot forward in between your hands or blocks. Exhale, your left foot next to your right and fold over your legs. Feet are touching. Inhale, rise up, extend your arms, look up at your thumbs. Exhale, fold over your legs again, Uttanasana. Press your palms down. Inhale, soften your knees. Step your left foot all the way back into a lunge and look forward. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Look forward. Exhale, bend your elbows 2 inches, chaturanga. Try not to lay down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Move forward and up. Knees and thighs off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. On the inhale, lightly step the left foot forward in between the hands. Exhale the right foot next to the left and fold over the legs. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms, look at the hands, and exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana, mountain seat. Okay, everybody, grab your 2 blocks, and I want you to set the 2 blocks. Come onto your hands and knees. Come onto your hands and knees. And you're going to set your 2 blocks on the highest setting with your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's talk about this thing called Chaturanga Dandasana and this thing called Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. It's not a belly flop. You don't lay your thighs down. I think I taught that to you in fundamentals. All right. So I'm going to put my hands behind the blocks with my thumbs against the block and my fingers turned out to the side. Why? Because when I bend my elbows, Anna, put your hands and use your blocks. Anna, use your blocks. Now I'm going to bend my elbows and I'm going to put my shoulders on the blocks. And I'm going to step my feet back in the plank. And I'm going to squeeze my legs and I'm going to look at the wall in front of me like I'm racing. And I'm going to use my lateral muscles to bring my elbows next to my ribs. It's your lateral muscles that do that. Good. Now lift up off the block just a ½ inch. Stay. There is a chaturanga. Move forward and up and extend your arms and lift your thighs off the ground. There's an upward dog. Lift your hips. Go back to a downward facing dog. Now come forward to a plank. Look forward. Bend your elbows. Don't let your shoulders touch the blocks. Move forward and up. Upward facing dog. Roll over the toes. Go back downward facing dog. Good. Step your right foot forward in between the blocks. Step your left foot next to the right and fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up. Extend your arms. And exhale, hands by the side to Tadasana. So when I come into Chaturanga and I do this, I just let go of all energy. So this is not an upward dog. It's just a belly flop, okay? So when you come out to Chaturanga, stay suspended in midair. When you come into upward dog, stay suspended in midair. Use your core. That's why we did that plank in the warm-up. On the inhale, bring the hands together in prayer. Extend the arms, Urdhva Hasana. Exhale, folding over your legs again, Uttanasana. Inhale, soften your knees, step your right foot back. Exhale, left foot back, downward facing dog, lift the hips. Inhale, come forward to a plank, look forward. Exhale, 2 inches, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, move forward and up, extending the arms. Exhale, downward facing dog and stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale through the nose. Exhaling through the nose, not the mouth. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, lightly step the right foot forward in between the hands, looking forward. Exhale the left foot next to the right and fold, Uttanasana. With straight legs, inhale, rise up, extend your arms, look at your thumbs. Exhale, fold over your legs again, scooping your navel in and up. Inhale, soften your knees, step left foot all the way back, looking forward. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog, lift hips. Inhale, come forward to plank, look forward. Exhale, bend the elbows next to the ribs, 2 inches, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, knees and shins off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips, stay. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, lightly step the left foot forward in between the hands. Exhale, the right foot next to the left and fold over the legs. Inhale with straight legs, rising up, hinging at the hips like a deadlift, extending the arms. And exhale, hands by the side to Dasana, mountain seat. On the inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms up, Utkatasana, awkward seat. Exhale, put your hands on the earth, extend the legs, Uttanasana, straighten arms and legs. Inhale, lift head and chest, preparing. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana, your choice. Inhale, upward facing dog, move forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, step the right foot forward, turn the left heel down, come up warrior 1, 1 breath. Exhale, hands down to the earth, stepping back, bending elbows, chaturanga, 1 breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, so this is called Ashtanga A. On your inhale, step your left foot forward, turn your right heel down, come up warrior 1, stay in warrior 1, don't open up. Then exhale, hands down to the floor again, step back, chaturanga. So it's very linear, it's not opening. That's a moon salutation. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. It might be better to see what's going on in front of you. Yes, inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look beyond your hands. Inhale, jump your feet in between your hands. Exhale, fold over the straight legs. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the torso up, awkward seat, chair seat. Exhale, come stand up to Dasana, mountain seat. On the inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, awkward seat. Exhale, put your hands flat on the floor, straighten your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Adva Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows next to the ribs. Inhale, upward dog, move forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, stepping the right foot forward, turn the left heel down, come up Virabhadrasana 1 and stay in warrior 1. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, pull the right hip back. Inhale. Exhale, left hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders soften. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, extend the right leg, 1 breath. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, hands down to the earth, stepping back to a plank, looking forward. Exhale, bend your elbows, chaturanga without laying down. Inhale, upward dog, keep the knees and shins off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips. Inhale, step the left foot forward, turn the right heel down, come up Virabhadrasana 1 and stay. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2, heel down. Inhale, foot in, there you go. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, extend the left leg, 1 breath. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, hands down to the earth, stepping back to a plank with control. Exhale, bend the elbows 2 inches, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, move forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog, good. On the inhale, step the right foot forward. Turn the left heel down, come up warrior 1. Exhale, extend the right leg. Inhale, open the arms and hips up to the left side without moving the feet. Exhale, reaching toward the windows with a straight right leg. Place the right hand on the right shin. Lift the left arm up. Try to touch the ceiling with the left hand. Trikonasana. Look up at the left thumb. Inhale. Exhale 1, try to extend through the leg instead of bend. It may mean you have to come up a little bit. It's okay. Exhale 2, so instead of bending this knee, straighten, and come up a little bit so you're not leaning. No. Reach up there. Exhale 2, not on the joint. Good. Inhale. Exhale 3. Good. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale, breathe. Exhale 5. On the inhale, come all the way up to a stand. Then exhale, bend the right knee. Now notice how you're turning that foot that way. Parallel it. These socks are not doing you any good. You know that, right? They're kind of like keeping you from knowing what your feet are doing. Exhale 2. Back foot turned in on a little bit of an angle instead of out. So there's association with back foot and front foot. Exhale 3. Same here. Exhale 4. Turn in instead of out. Exhale 4. Same here, Anna. Inhale forward. Exhale 5. On the inhale, extend the right leg. 1 breath. Then exhale, rebend the right knee. Put the right hand down inside your right foot. Lift your left arm straight up into the air. You can use a block underneath your right hand. Move your right shoulder towards your right knee. And lift your inner left thigh up a little bit so you're not leaning to the left. Inhale. Exhale, back foot still turned in on a little bit of angle. Exhale, bend this knee more. Exhale 3. Notice how you're leaning. So what do? It's in my hip. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, place your left hand down. Now come onto the ball of your left foot. When your left foot is lifted, this is like a lunge, okay? Different from where you're 1. So left knee's off the ground. On your inhale, lift your torso up, bring your arms alongside your ears, high lunge. Good. Then exhale, bring your hands together in prayer, twist over to the right. Bring your left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. So left heel is up in the air now. Yeah, high lunge. So back foot is not down anymore. Inhale. Exhale 1, good. Inhale. Back heel is up. Exhale 2, that's down. Inhale. Exhale 3, look at what she's doing in front of you. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, lift your torso up, bring your arms alongside your ears, and a high lunge again. Yep, high lunge. Heels off the ground in the back. Exhale, place your hands on the floor, frame your right foot. Inhale, extend your right leg and bump your left foot forward until your left heel is flat on the ground. Halfway. Inhale, lift your head and chest, pull your right hip back. Exhale, fold forward over the extended right leg, pulling the hips back toward the wall where I am. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. And inhale, lift the head and chest. Exhale, bend your right knee. Put weight into your right foot and hands. On your inhale, lift your left foot off the floor, straightening your right leg. Now, bend your left knee and bring your left knee next to the right. So knees come together. Look back at your left big toe. Point your left toe down toward the ground. Now, imagine that you're trying to put your left footprint on the wall behind you. Extend your left leg straight back, keeping your heel in line with your left hip. Yep. Keeping the hips closed and no external rotation. Lift the head and chest, walk the hands forward so the hands are underneath the shoulders, coming to a flat back. Then come up onto your fingernails, balancing on your fingernails, looking at the windows instead of the floor. Now reach your arms alongside your body and balance on your right foot, warrior 3. Inhale. Exhale 1, left toes point down, not out to the side wall. Inhale. Exhale, dropping the left hip. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, gently place your hands on the floor. Exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale, step your left foot all the way back into a long lunge where it came from. Exhale, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Good for you. On the inhale, step the left foot forward. Turn the right heel down, come up warrior one. Good. Exhale, extend the left leg. Inhale, open the arms and hips up to the right side of the room without moving your feet. Exhale, reaching forward to the left, pulling your right hip back. Place your left hand on your left shin below your left knee joint. Raise your right arm up. Notice if you're kind of leaning and sticking your hips back in the anterior pelvic tilt. So you're going to lift right up there. There. Now push me away. So push upward. Exhale one. Become light. Inhale. Exhale two. Good. Inhale. Exhale three. Inhale. Exhale four. Inhale. Exhale five, pressing into your feet, come all the way up to a standing position. Now, everybody, I want you to look back at your right foot. Your right big toe should be pointing toward the windows. If your right big toe is pointing to the back room, there's a disassociation. So turn your right foot in toward this corner of the room. Then exhale, bend your left knee, warrior two. So Iyengar, the great teacher Iyengar, said the back foot and the front foot should have some association with each other. If you have foot going one direction and other foot going the other direction, you're splitting your energy in two. Inhale. Exhale three. Inhale. Exhale four. Inhale. Exhale five. On your inhale, extend your left leg one breath. Then exhale, rebend your left knee. Place your left hand down inside your left foot. Use a block if you need to so you don't lean to the right. Lift your right arm up and look over your right shoulder at your right thumb, pushing your left arm into the inner left leg, pulling your hips back toward the wall where I am instead of to where the blankets are. Exhale one. Inhale, good. Anna, bend your knee more. Exhale two. Inhale. Exhale three. Inhale. Exhale four. Inhale. Exhale five. Now on your inhale, place your right hand down. As you put your right hand down, come onto the ball of your right foot, lifting your right heel up, closing your right hip. Inhale, lift your torso up, bring your arms alongside the ears in a high lunge. Remember, you've been doing all that core work. Then exhale, bring the hands together in prayer at the center of your chest and twist over to the left. Bring the right arm on the outside of the left thigh. Keep pushing through your right leg, finding the balance. Yes. Inhale. Exhale one. Inhale. Exhale two. Inhale. Beth, pull your head back toward the right side of the room a little. Exhale three. Inhale. Good. Exhale four. Inhale. Exhale five. Inhale, lift the torso up, bring the arms alongside the ears and a high lunge again, learning the difference between a lunge and a warrior. Exhale, putting the hands on the earth, frame your left foot. Put weight into your left foot. On your inhale, lift your right foot off the floor. Then exhale, bend your right knee and bring your right knee next to your left. Look back at your right toes. Point your right toes toward the ground, bringing your knees to touch each other. So inner knees are going to touch each other. Yeah, like a pink flamingo. Yeah. Now imagine that you're going to put the sole of your right foot on the wall behind you. Extend your right leg straight back, keeping your heel in line with the hip. Now walk your fingers forward, and as you walk your fingers forward, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Look at the windows. Come onto your fingernails. Notice how that lifts your scapula up. Then reach your arms alongside your body as if you're floating above the ground. Warrior three. Inhale. Exhale one. Inhale. Exhale two. Inhale. Breathe. Exhale three. Inhale. Exhale four. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, place the hands down. Exhale, soften the front knee. Inhale, step the right foot all the way back like a lunge. Exhale, step the left foot back, downward facing dog, lifting the hips. Good for you. On your inhale, come forward to a plank. Bring the big toes and heels to touch. Inner thighs, the adductors working. Keep your feet together. Come onto the right hand, the outside of your right foot, stack your left foot on top of the right and lift your hips, reaching your left arm up toward the sky, not dropping your hips into the earth, but lifting out of the earth to pressing down. Exhale, 1. Inhale, good. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. On the inhale, gently come out to a plank again. Bring the big toes and heels to touch, feet together. Then exhale onto the left hand, the outside of the left foot. Stack the feet, lift the hips, lift the right arm, balance. Exhale, 1. Good. Engage those feet. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, gently come to a plank. Exhale, the knees, the chest, the chin to the earth. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck the toes under, push the seat back onto the heels. Then lift the knees up, coming into downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look beyond the hands. Inhale, jump your feet in between your hands. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your torso up, Utkatasana, awkward seat. And then exhale, come stand up, Tadasana, mountain seat. On the inhale, bend the left knee into the chest. Give the left knee a hug, dropping the left hip even with the right. Open up the left knee, place the left foot on the inside of the right thigh or on the right calf. But you want the sole of your left foot touching your inner right thigh. Push your left heel into the flesh of your right leg and then push the flesh back toward where I am. Bring the hands together in prayer. On the inhale, raise the arms overhead, reaching the arms up in prayer. Then exhale, open up the arms. Allow your left forearm to float down onto your left thigh. Inhale, lengthen through the right side of your body. Reach up. And then exhale, side bend over to the left, moving your right hip to the right, seeing if maybe you can touch the floor with your left fingertips. You're leaning so far to the left. Bending tree. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Push your hip into me. Look at there. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift all the way up. Bring the prayer hand together overhead. Exhale, bring the prayer hand to heart center. Inhale, bring the left knee forward. Give the left knee a hug with both hands. And then exhale, place your left foot on the floor next to the right, Tadasana, mountain seat. On the inhale, bend the right knee into the chest. Give the right knee a hug, dropping the right hip even with the left. Then exhale, opening up your right knee. Put your right foot on the inside of your left thigh or on your calf. But once your foot is there, push the heel of the right foot into the left leg. Then push the flesh of the left leg back toward the wall where I am. Bring the hands together in prayer. Raise the arms overhead as if you're reaching to touch the sky. Then allow your right forearm to float down on your right thigh. Lengthen through the left side of your body, lifting up. And then exhale, side bend over to the right, stretching the left side of the body. Inhale, bending tree. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. Inhale, lift the torso up, bring the prayer hand together. Exhale, bring the prayer hand to heart center. Inhale, bring the right knee forward, give it a good hug with both hands. And then exhale, place the right foot on the floor next to the left, Tadasana mountain seat. Step away from the front of your mat, about 2 feet. Give yourself a little space. Bring your hands together, feet together. I swear to God, this is so much easier when you bring your feet together. On your inhale, lift high on the balls of your feet like you're in high heel shoes. Press your inner heels together, stabilizing your ankles. Tiptoe asana. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, start to bend your knees. And as you bend your knees, descend your seat towards your lifted heels. Keep the shoulders over the hips. Try to come all the way down to a squat. Then open up the knees. Place the hands on the floor in front of you. Lift your hips. Get your knees into your armpits. Squeeze your upper arm bones with your knees. Tilt weight forward into the front of the hands. Tip your toes off the floor. Get your toes to touch and balance on your hands. Crow. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, good breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands. Exhale, bring the left knee to the outside of the right foot and sit down. Adva Matsyendrasana. Seated spinal twist. Now, you don't want to sit on your left heel. Your left heel wants to be on the outside of your hip. If you're sitting on your left heel, extend your left leg toward the windows. On your inhale, lift your left arm up. And then exhale, bring your left arm on the outside of your right leg. Take your right hand behind you, twisting and looking over the right shoulder. Inhale. So notice how you're lifting this hip up because you're putting the foot there. Move that out. And then push this hip down. And then get this hand down, and then lift from here. I'm a little short, so put a block there. No. Put your hand on a block. And then that way you can press and lift. Inhale. Exhale 1. Extend this left leg. Straighten it out. Exhale 2. Now put this right foot here. Now, notice how you're just deeper in a twist. That's better for you. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On your inhale, come center. Exhale, counter twist over to the left. Inhale, come center. And then from here, set up for ankle to knee. So if my left leg is extended out, I'm going to have to bend my left knee. I'm going to stack my shins on top of each other. My right foot is off my left knee. My left ankle is underneath my right, okay? So you got to bend your left knee. Then you got to open up your right knee and put your right ankle on top of your left knee. Left ankle, sorry. And then right ankle on top of left knee. Yeah. So now if that's not happening because your hips are tight, which I knew that was going to happen because your Adva Matsyendrasana is tight, put your foot on the floor and do this. Your left foot. And keep your right knee bent. So see how my foot is? Now that's the variation. And then move your knee toward the windows. Feel that in your hip flexor. Good. And Jason is doing that in the back too. Okay? So regular fire log for everybody. Shin stacked. And exhale, fold. Good. Now keep pulling your toes toward each other. Dorsiflexing feet. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Now for everybody, hold on to your right knee and your right foot. Extend your left leg out. So now you're just going to straighten your left leg. All right. Lift your right shin up into your chest. Put your right foot in your left elbow crease And then put your right knee in your right elbow crease, and then interlace your fingers. Pull your toes back toward the knee, and then lift your chest to meet the shin, and lift the shin to meet the shoulders, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now, bend your left knee and put your left foot on the ground. Round your upper back. It's just easier to lay down to do this, and then lay on your back. And then extend your left leg out so you don't have a bend in your left knee, and just pull your right shin into your chest and breathe into the hip of the right leg. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now release your fingers. Bring the sole of the right foot toward the sky with your right knee bent. Take your right hand, hold on to the outside of your right foot, and just draw your right knee to the floor on the outside of your rib cage. Your left hip may lift up a little bit for that. So it's a reclining yoga dandasana. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now release the outside of your right foot. Take your right hand, hold onto the inside of the right heel. Then start to extend your right leg out to the right, pulling your left hip down and extending the right arm. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Release the inner right heel. Bend the right knee into the chest. Give the right knee a hug. Lift the left leg off the floor. Kick up. Balance. Holding under the knee. Keeping the foot off the floor. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Lift the chest. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Now listen. Inhale. Exhale, start to swing your left leg behind you and come into a pigeon on the right. So right leg in front. And then fold over the right leg. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now your right leg should be in front, right? Yep. On your inhale, swing your left leg back around and place your left foot on the outside of your right leg. Now this time you're going to extend your right leg because this isn't working for you, right? Then lift your right arm up and then exhale, twist over to the left. Look over the left shoulder. And here again, you can bend your knee. You just don't want to sit on your heel. So you can bend your right knee. You don't want to sit on the heel. So you want to drive this hip down. You don't want to lift. And like use a block. Yeah, because you're just a little lack of grounding there. Good. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, counter twist. And then inhale, come center. And if your right leg is bent, you're going to do that. Remember what we did? Or if fire log is available to you, stack the shins. So some people in the back took the variation also. So take the variation. Pull the toes toward each other. Lift the head and chest. And exhale, fold. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Smile. Exhale, 3. I know it burns. Inhale. Exhale, 4. It still burns for me after 15 years. Exhale, 5. This one's, that's why I call it thighs on fire. Lift the head and chest. Then, if you have your knees bent, extend your right leg out. Pick your left foot up. Put your left foot in your right elbow crease. Your left knee and your left elbow crease, and interlace the fingers and just kind of pull the shin into the chest and the chest into the shin. So you're lifting up and kind of pulling back with this right arm and kind of pushing a little bit with the left arm. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then just bend your right knee, put the foot on the ground, round your back now. It's easier to lay down on your back as you do that. Then straighten your right leg out and keep your head down. Pull your left shin into your chest. Here again, this is all happening in the hip flexor. Inhale. Exhale, 1, breathing deeply. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now you're going to release your fingers. You're going to keep the left knee bent, but you're going to bring the sole of the left foot toward the sky. Then you're going to reach out, hold on to the outside of the left foot with the left hand, and then pull your left knee toward the floor on the outside of your rib cage. Your right hip and glute may lift up. That's okay for this. It's a version of Yoga Dandasana. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Now your left hand's going to grab your inner left heel and kind of cup your heel. Then you're going to extend your left leg out kind of at an angle, holding onto the inner left heel. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then release your left heel, bend your left knee, bring your knee into your chest, wrap your fingers around the front of your left shin, lift your right leg up, and then kick up into a Navasana, holding on to your left shin. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. The more you lift your chest and your shoulders instead of rounding, the easier it is. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, see if you can start to swing your right leg around and come into a pigeon on the left. Lift the head and chest. And exhale, fold forward. Kapotasana. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good. Now inhale. Lift your head and chest. Walk your hands back. And this time, just step back to a downward facing dog. Right? Okay. On your inhale, come forward to a plank using the core. Exhale, bend your elbows 2 inches, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, move forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, take your 2 blocks and put your blocks underneath your hands. Use the second setting, not the highest one, but the medium setting, because it's a little easier. Your block should be at the edge of your mat. So they're on the mat, but the edge of the block should be touching the edge of the mat. That way it's as wide as your hips. Bend your knees like you did when we were in tiptoe asana. Think of doing a crow. It's a type of crow. Bend your knees and look at the windows. Now, as you bend your knees and look at the windows, think of yourself flying through your hands. Shoot your legs through your hands and come sit down with your legs out in front of you. Good for you. Dorsiflex your feet, lift the head and chest. And then exhale, fold forward, hold on to the feet, Paschimottanasana. Good for you. Inhale. Exhale, 1. If you can't reach your feet, use your belt. Exhale, 2. If you're pointing your toes toward the windows, notice that ain't doing nothing for your hamstrings. You're stretching your shins. You're stretching the front of the legs. So you want to pull the toes back. Now hamstrings are active. When you point, you're stretching this. So we want to stretch back. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Exhale, 9. Inhale. Exhale, 10. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Good. Now, bend both your knees. Put your feet on the ground. Hold on to the back of your knee joint. Pull your belly toward your thighs. Set up tall. Lift your shins in the air. Pull your belly toward your thighs. Then extend your legs. Then reach your arms forward. Balance. Inhale. Lift your chest. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, lower 2 inches. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, lower 2 inches. Inhale, lift higher. Stay. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, lay down on your back. Good for you. Bend your knees. Tickle your heels with your index finger, your middle finger. On your inhale, lift your hips, lower your middle back. Clasp your hands together in a fist underneath you, half bridge. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands, come down the middle back, the lower back, and the hips. Straighten the legs out like you're in Shavasana. Extend the left arm alongside the left ear. Roll over to the left and come lay down on your abdomen facing the back wall. Squeeze your legs together. Make one leg. Bring the arms alongside the body like you did in Warrior 3. Bring your forehead to the earth. As one unit, on the inhale, lift the head, chest, legs, and arms. Reaching the arms back toward the window. Bringing the toes to touch. So big toes touch. Exhale, 1. Inner feet come together. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Feet touch. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Come down. So why do the feet touch? That's because a lot of places they'll tell you to take the feet apart. Listen, they're also telling you not to use gluteus maximus and gluteus minus. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I mean, when I say stupid, I mean stupid. If you want to, back bending stretches the front of the body. So that means the muscles in the back of the body are contracting. So you want the glute muscles to contract, to come into a deep back bend. You don't want to relax the glutes. That's what lifts your legs up to begin with. When you have your feet apart and you lift your legs up into the air in a back bend, what you're doing is you're putting pressure unwanted in your lower back spine. Bend your knees, reach back, grab your ankles, get your toes to touch. Get your knees to touch before you come up. So bring everything toward the midline of your body. Use the adductor muscles of your legs and the glutes. Kick your feet into your hands and lift your knees as high as your shoulders, but keep your knees in alignment with your shoulders. Don't let your knees go out to the side walls. Exhale 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale, come down and relax. So here, I'm going to try this with you, okay? We're going to roll this up, okay? Because your anterior pelvic tilt is keeping you from coming into a back bend. You're going to put this rolled up blanket underneath your waistband of your pants. So let it rest on your pubic bone. So lay down. And that's too low. Go back toward the wall just a little bit. Good. Now, bend your knees. Everybody bend your knees. Grab your ankles. Now, you're not going to lift your chest up as high, but your legs are going to lift up this time. Now, kick your feet back into your hands and lift your knees toward the windows. Push this down instead of lifting it up. Exhale 1. Can you do that? Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale 3. Inhale, bring your knees toward each other using your adductors. Exhale 4. Good. Inhale. Exhale, come down, relax. You can take that out from underneath you. All right. Bring the hands next to the chest, elbows close to the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Knees and thighs and shins off the ground, y'all. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, the knees, the chest, the chin to the earth, Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, come down, roll over onto the back, and bend the knees. Touch your heels with your index finger or middle finger. Feet or hips width distance apart, 2 fists. Place the hands next to the head. The elbows are pointing up toward the shoulders. The hands are flat on the floor next to the ears. The elbows can go a little bit to the side, but they want to be pointing up, not to the side walls. Now, start out by lifting your hips. Use your glutes to lift your hips. Then lift your chest. Come onto the top of your head. Make any hand adjustments and press into your hands and lift your head off the floor, upward bow. Exhale 1. Good. Inhale. Exhale 2, you can do it. I'm positive. Exhale 3, inhale. Exhale 4, let's have some foot awareness though. Inhale. Exhale 5, bring the chin to the chest and come down the upper and the middle of the lower back. So I think you can do it. If you can do aerial, you can do this. This is easier than aerial. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to grab my ankles. Okay, grab my ankles. Okay. You're going to hold on to me and you're going to keep your elbows, open your eyes. You're going to put your hands in front of my shins and you're going to keep your elbows in line with my knees. Not touching, but in line. You're not going to let them go out here. Place the hands next to the head, elbows toward the ceiling, fingers toward the shoulders. On your inhale, lift up and push through me and extend your arms. Good. Exhale 1, straighten your arms. Exhale 2, lift your hips and your belly. Exhale 3, use your glutes. Inhale. Exhale 4, lift your hips. Inhale. Exhale, bring the chin and the chest and come down the upper, the middle of the lower back. See, I told you could do it. Okay? All right. But guess what? We have one more. Right? So you're going to do this one by yourself because I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Place your hands next to your head, elbows toward the ceiling. On the inhale, come back up for your third and final one. Exhale 1, good. Inhale, lift up, come on. Exhale 2, I believe in you. Exhale 3, I know it's intense. Inhale. Exhale 4, inhale. Exhale, 5. Bring the chin to the chest and come down the upper, the middle, the lower back. Bring the knees into the chest. Give the knees a little hug. Make little circles on the sacrum. Rocking left to right, right to left. And then allow the knees to come over to the left and extend the right arm out and look over the right shoulder, twisting, reclining twist. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Anna, bring your knees up a little higher. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then inhale, come center. Bring the knees into the chest. And then go to the other side. And look over the opposite shoulder, keeping the knees as high as the belly button. You want to twist from your spine, not your hips. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, lift up and bring the knees into the chest. Give the knees a little hug. Bring the forehead toward the knees and rock forward and back. Rock forward and back. Rock forward and back. And come up to a seated position. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Everybody, you're going to take a blanket. So I'm going to put the blanket about 3/4 in the mat. You can even look at me how I'm going to do this. I'm going to fold my mat over, and I'm going to put my shoulders on the rolled edge. I'm going to put my head on the bamboo floor. So come lay down on your back. Now, I'm going to push into my hands. I'm going to lift my legs into the air. I'm going to put my toes on the floor behind my head. Come in, you can do it. Now I'm going to put my hands on my back. And then I'm going to lift my legs up in the air. Yeah. Good for you. See how easy that is when you don't think about it too much? That's calming the mind. You overthink things, you don't do them. You go, oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, I'm not going to do that today. So here's something very interesting about this idea of samtosha. Samtosha, while it means contentment, Patanjali is not telling you that you're apathetic or complacent. He's not telling you that you lack a desire to achieve something. Why? Because he wants you to achieve yoga. Remember, I said yoga is not something that you're experiencing right now in the body and the mind. It is not identification with your body and your mind. That is a misidentification according to Master Patanjali. He says that you're something more than this body and the mind, which is organic, is going to die. It's going to get sick. It's going to get old. It's going to get feeble. And he's like, start identifying with something else. He wants you to identify with the soul or consciousness if you don't believe in a soul. He's saying that's really, to know pure consciousness or to know the eternal soul is yoga. That's a high bar to set. So contentment is about overcoming Madison Avenue selling you crap on commercials and feeling like you need to run out and buy something to make yourself happy. Right? How many people got Christmas gifts this year that they hated? Sweaters, like, oh, why did she give me that sweater? I don't know why she gave me that shirt. I don't need another Nintendo. Like, none of those gifts made you happy. And if they made you happy, it's going to be fleeting happiness. You're only going to be happy for a few days or maybe a month, and then you're going to wish you had something else. Or you're going to forget about what made you happy and you're going to go to something else. See, with yoga, all of that doesn't happen anymore because you're content with what's inside of yourself, not outside of yourself. But it doesn't mean that it's not hard. It is. Patanjali tells us this is going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. So if you find yoga asanas hard, that's okay. because this is the first step to the process. It's like getting the stuff out to make a cake. You got to pull your KitchenAid mixer out of the closet, or you got to pull that like table that you use to make that model airplane out of the closet. So that's what the asana is, just level 1. But when you start at level 1, it's a kriya, it's a cleansing. You're purifying the mind, you're purifying the body so that you can prepare it for deeper sadhanas, deeper practices. But it has to start with calm the mind. So this is not a fitness class. It's not a gym class. My dad was a coach. Craziest guy I ever met in my life. Mind constantly racing. All I could think about was winning, winning, winning. Listen, let me tell you something. That did not last. Now he's an old man that sits around and reminisces about winning a football game that took place 40 years ago. It's kind of sad because he has nothing else going on. Happens to a lot of athletic people. Flex the feet, let the toes come over the head, let the toes touch the floor behind the head. Clasp the hands together in a fist and extend the arms on the floor. Halasana, plow. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Bend the knees, bring the knees alongside the ears and reach back. Hold on to the knee joint. Pull your knee all the way to the ground, kind of like you did on your back when you tried to bring your knee to the outside of the rib cage. Exhale 1. Inhale, good. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale, good breath. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Release the back of the knees. Place the hands on the floor toward the windows. Come down 1 vertebrae at a time, slowly, letting the hips touch the floor. Yep. Now, once your hips touch the floor, lift the torso up, and let's unfold the mat. Move the blanket off to the side. Lay down on the back. Turn the palms to face upward. Press into the elbows. Lift your chest and balance on the crown of your head. Matsyasana, fish, decompressing the throat. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. So push into your elbows and lift your chest and come balance here. And so you're lifting all this up. You don't even sit on your hands. Exhale 3. Come up, up, up. Inhale. Lift. Exhale 2 or 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. Press into your elbows, bring your chin to your chest and come down. Now bend your knees into your chest. Give your knees a little hug. Roll over to the left and come into a child's seat. Now you guys know me. For you, those who don't know me, I'm a total believer in using props. If you want to go to the wall for this, I don't mind. Okay? Whatever props you want. You know you're okay with me using props. I'll never tell you not to use a prop. From child seat, interlace your fingers together. Make a fist with your hands. Put your head on the floor behind the wrist crease. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees up and walk your feet forward so your hips are over your shoulders. That is a dolphin. You can stay there. It's an inversion. If you wish to go further, bring your knees into your chest and your heels towards your seat. Half headstand. You can stay there. You're going for it. Yeah, you go. And then maybe lift your legs up toward the sky, coming into a full headstand. Now this looks good, except your anterior pelvic tilt is going to put you in a back bend. So move your hips forward a little bit. And don't worry about pointing right yet. Dorsiflex. And find a straight line of energy. Good. I don't want you to fall on your back. That looks good. Good for you. And then now you can start to point your toes like a Barbie. And so you're activating this and this. Good, look at there. So I don't mind, like when you're doing this, what I would suggest doing is putting your hands down, making a fist, putting your hands down, right? But then take this and put it over your forearms so your elbows are not on fabric. Then put your head down. Make a little sling. Bring your elbows in a little bit. Elbows in, not out. That's out. Now lift your knees. Lift your knees. Now walk forward till your back touches the wall. Push into your forearms and take that weight out of your neck. But you can stay there with your feet on the ground today and just get a little stronger. All right, let me come over here, my friend, with that blanket underneath there. You don't want to do that. All right, my friend? So, make a fist. No. Make a fist. You're putting your head in your hands. I don't want you to do that. Put your head here. Yeah, now watch. If you want to do this, look at this. Put this over here. Make a sling. Now put your head right here. Now lift your hips. Now walk your feet forward till your back touches the wall. Now you got a little tight hip flexor, but bring your knee into your chest. You're strong. So bring your knee into your chest. Yeah. Now find the wall. Extend all legs. Now move your butt off the wall. Come out of your anterior pelvic tilt and pull your ribs in, because that's your biggest problem, is that anterior pelvic tilt. Pull those ribs in. Does that make sense to you? I know, but you'll never do this in the middle of the room. So what I want you to do is I want you to pull your ribs in and move your hips toward. Come down for a moment. So what you're doing is this, and it's extreme. What I want you to do is just that. So pull the ribs in and move the hips forward a little bit, kind of lining shoulders, hips, and knees and thighs up. So you got to pull, you got to use a core, pull this in, and move the hips forward. Good. Now here's what I want you to do. Bend this knee, put this foot on the wall. Now move your hips and the other leg off the wall. Keep that leg in the air, but find out, move your hips, discover what your hips can do. Yes, there. Now switch, put that foot on the wall and lift this leg up. Yeah, now pull your ribs in. Come out of your military, like, rib cage. Yeah, right there. Now see if you can lift both legs up in the air without laying on the wall. Now bring them together. Bring your legs together, feet together. Figure out what each leg is doing, but don't sit on the wall. You're going back to the wall in your anterior pelvic tilt again. Good for you. That's better. Come down. Rest in child's seat if you're still up. Good. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale 8. Inhale. Exhale 9. Inhale. Exhale 10. Good. Inhale. Lift the head and chest. And it's fine to stay where you are. Come lay down on the back. If you want a blanket, take a blanket, roll it up, put it underneath your knees. If you want a blanket on top of you, you can put a blanket on top of you. And now, this is that moment where you don't have to breathe like Darth Vader anymore. You're supposed to have been breathing the whole way like that. Can you believe it? Hour and 15 minutes of that. Allow your breath now just to breathe your body, organically breathing. Relax at the pelvic floor, letting go of Mula Bandha. Let the body be heavy. Close the eyes. And just allow the floor or the earth to completely support the weight of your body. Shavasana, corpse seat. Gently start to deepen the breath. And as you deepen the breath, allow the breath to reanimate the body, making small movements with the fingers and the toes. Stretch the arms overhead and stretch the arms and legs in opposite directions. Draw the knees into the chest, giving the knees a little hug. And then roll over to the right side. And just stay on the right side for a second. Pressing the left palm into the earth, slowly lift the torso up. And come up to a seated position. You can sit on a block, you can sit on a blanket. But when Patanjali talks about samtosha, because he believes that yoga is found through the act of meditation or the practice of meditation, he's saying, he really is also implying that you should be content in the seat or the asana of meditation. So the first step to meditation, pick a seat and stick with it. Don't fidget, don't move, be content. Allow the breath to deepen. You don't have to re-employ ujjayi pranayama, but have breath awareness. Watch the breath as it enters the body. Watch the breath as it leaves the body. Close the eyes and begin to draw all the senses inward into the inner world. And focus the mind like a razor, sharp. And as you inhale, silently chant to yourself the mantra Om. And let the mantra of Om last the full duration of the inhale. And then as you exhale silently, chant to yourself the mantra Om. And allow the mantra of Om to last the full duration of exhale. And be content and still. Inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Inhale. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bringing the hands together in undulating mudra and bowing the head slightly. Lokasamasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the thoughts, the words, and the actions of my own life contribute in some small way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Om Bolo Sadguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Have a beautiful rest of your life. And I'll see you next time.